So there's a new clip of Michelle Obama that just came out that's all over the internet. It's going viral. And what did he admit the truth in this clip, Joe? I think he may have admitted the truth. I think we may finally have the answer.
They said they debunked it.
I don't think it doesn't sound very debunked to me. Was it debunked? Well, it's not just that, by the way. In this show, we have put together a full set of evidence showing that Michelle Obama is in fact lying about who he/she is. Michelle Obama, if you want to just come out and be honest about it, I think more people would respect that. But Michelle Obama's pretending.
Who's the father of her kids?
Who's the father?
Who's the mother of her
Who's
kids?
the mother? Michelle's the father. Who's the mother? That's what we need to know. We need these answers, and we have footage that shows an Adam's apple that we were able to find from over a decade ago of Michelle Obama. We're going to play that, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to find the truth. Is Michelle Obama a man?
I can't have more fun in this one than I'm going to have in this one. This is going to be sweet.
But also on top of that, something more serious, something very, very, very devastating, which is Tina Peters is right now being systematically tortured. And I don't use that word lightly. She's literally being hurt over and over and over again in prison. We have a call with her that we're going to play today.
It's unbelievable.
No one's heard it yet. It's the most devastating, sad thing. And to listen to that, it just makes you think how weak we are as men that we're not doing something already. All we're doing is talking about it. How much longer do we talk about it? How much longer do we let these evil monsters do this to an innocent person who's in pain, who's being forced to walk long distances, work in a kitchen? We can't accept that. We can't allow that. At some point as men, we have to take a stand and say, we're not going to let this go on even a second longer.
Yeah. So, yeah. And we're going to address the fact that we're revamping what we're doing at Untamed. So we have some changes that we're going to be making. So be patient with us. We'll have a schedule for Tina. We'll have a schedule for Joe. We'll have a schedule for what's going to happen with Tommy and Wayne. So
that's right. And if you're watching for the first time today, that's Joe Altman, one of the most successful businessmen in the world. Every time I say that, he's like, well, I don't know. He is. He's one of the most successful businessmen in the world. And I'm happy to partner with him on this show. It is the best show to come to on a daily basis, every day at 4 p.m. Eastern time. You're not going to get
spicy.
It gets spicy. It's we'll have a few laughs, but you're not going to find more information. We have a whole incredible team back there who does so much good work in researching and helping to put clips together. So we have a very high budget, put together show. That's the only show you need to know everything that's happening, get all of the information, and have some fun. Hang out with us, have some fun, buy a battle axe, and join the community. That's the main message.
Absolutely.
So if we want, we can go ahead and jump right into this. First, we'll play the clip that you probably have already seen, and then we're going to play the more in-depth clip that you may not have seen yet, which does, I think, provide pretty substantial evidence of Michelle Obama, the myth, the legend, Michelle Obama. But first, go ahead and play the interview clip where we may have had a little bit of a Freudian slip there.
I wanted to talk, Marlon, a bit about, just so proud of how you are being a role model for dealing with a child that's transgender.
Absolutely.
And that's, that warms my heart, particularly as a Black man. Would you care to share that journey?
Was that doctor?
That's real.
Did you say that?
That's real.
No.
Yeah. As a Black, but now, okay. Now the full context is she may be referencing the person sitting across from her who is a Black man, saying, as a Black man, you're dealing with this. But it could be a Freudian slip. And Michelle seemed very nervous after that. Almost like Michelle knew that something was said that wasn't supposed to be said. The secret may be out now.
I want all of the fact checkers to apologize.
That's right. It's time. She admitted it on camera. We need an apology.
Do we think we can feed it into Grok? So the Grok can actually say, well, there might be a possibility.
When we're talking about Big Mike and feeding something into something else, I feel like we may want to say a little pause there. Pause, Joe. Let's not go there. But Grok, let us know. What do you think, Grok? Was Michelle finally accidentally admitting the truth, or are we taking it out of context? Which one is it?
I think we're going to have to refer. We're going to have to refer to maybe,
to Grok. Yeah. We'll have to see. Croc, you're the ultimate authority. But let's go ahead and play the other clip, because I think this is pretty substantive. Whether or not Michelle is willing to ever admit it on camera, take a look at this. So you can see this is from over a decade ago. That is Michelle Obama walking around, didn't know that there's a camera there, and you can see what looks like an Adam's apple. I'm telling you, this isn't. We don't know for sure the truth about this, but it's not that far-fetched. Michelle Obama could have been born a man and transitioned into a woman. Look at that. And then with this haircut, I believe a surgery was done because there's no longer any sign of a potential Adam's apple. So if Michelle Obama, if the rumors are true, a surgery was done. But in this clip, before that happened, you can see the hairs covering the neck to make it so you can't see if there's an Adam's apple or not. So the hair's covering the neck, footage you don't know about from the side, which appears to show an Adam's apple. What do you think,
Is that
Joe?
her now?
Yeah, that's a more recent photo. Is that a man? Is that a biological man?
That's got to be Photoshop.
No, it's real.
She looks like Oprah.
Looks like it looks. I know.
Didn't she look like Oprah?
Yeah, it looks like Oprah on adrenochrome.
All right, what are we watching now? What is this?
So this is
that's the
another.
Adam's
This is more from the same clip. So this is Michelle Obama walking out. These are all the clips I put together because if you watch this, look how tall Michelle Obama is. Look at the way.
Why do they have to call it Adam's apple though?
Adam and Eve.
Could it be? Oh,
Yeah, that's Adam.
Okay, that's why.
That's why. What do you think should be an Eve's apple? Yeah. Well, Michelle Obama definitely has an Eve's apple. If the rumors aren't true. By the way, the show yesterday, massive show, didn't even have a ton of promotion, which means you love this show. You do. You love it. You want to be here every day. You want to be part of it, because if we're getting that many views without even having much promotion, that shows how good the show is. That shows people you want to be here. You want to see it. Damn it, you want to be here.
You want to see if Michelle is a Michael.
You have to know. Where else are you going to be? Where else do you want to be right now? Maybe you're at work. Maybe you're sitting on the toilet. Wherever you are, you're enjoying a nice show, and it's about to get not so nice though, because we do have to at some point in the show play the Tina Peters clip. I honestly don't want to. I don't want to hear it again, but we have to. People need to know what's happening. It is really, really bad.
So go ahead and hit the share button, hit the up button for Rumble. As you know, we have been supporting Tina Peters financially for a long time. We're going to continue to support Tina for a long time. But Tina is in jail. And while people sit on the outside and they go through this kabuki theater and like, oh, we're really trying. They could reach right in, they could take her out of that jail. But they allow for the system to get its pound of flesh. And it's as if they negotiate on how much of a pound of flesh they want to take from a 69-year-old Gold Star mom who's going to spend her 70th birthday in prison. And they kept saying that we're on our way. We're almost there. We're going to get her out. We're going to get her out.
How many people did she kill, Joe?
Zero.
How many people did she hurt?
She exposed. Well, she hurt Dominion voting system.
Did she rob someone at gunpoint?
No, she didn't do anything. No,
Okay.
All she did was uncover the truth about our stolen elections in Colorado.
Trying to do the right thing, and now having to spend her 70th birthday being systematically hurt behind bars. How disgusting is that?
What doesn't make sense to me is why there's not enough of an uproar. We've built the society based on TikTok, the 15-second, 20-second, 30-second clips. And, I'm fighting against it now online because people can just create a post and make stuff up and say that it's true when it's not. And then they yield the sword of the victim while putting someone like Tina in peril. And Matt, I got to tell you, the thing that upsets me is how many people who say that they're good people are actually supporting really bad people and ignoring. Someone could literally stand up and say, this person did X, Y, and Z, show picture, have all of it. And they'll be like, oh no, I've heard her story before. And I'm going to tell you about a story that I'm going to do a private video here on X to cover this. I don't want to cover it right now because I don't want to diminish what we're talking about with Tina Peters specifically. But after we did the show and got the pedophile, masturbation, sex camp canceled. And then after we covered Epstein and after we covered all the things we did related to these sex crimes, after we did the prostitution ring yesterday, after we did all of that for 3 days, someone online called BX on X came out and manufactured a post and said, Joe Altman's trying to dox me because I tried to protect Kyle Seraphin from being doxed and his 4 kids and his wife being doxed by this person. And so instead of, so as we actually truly got something canceled, literally have uncovered, there's a ton more information about Virginia Guffey that's come out as a result. But as we, on the cusp of doing all that, this just shows you how evil people can be. And the fact that there's these wolves in sheep clothing that we have to deal with on a regular basis. So anyway, I will address that. I will address that after the show.
Yeah, I think that's very important. And it's one of many examples. And that's what sucks. That's one of the reasons why this show is so important, because it allows people who don't have a voice to have one. It allows us to bring stories to the table that no one else is willing to cover potentially, or is able to cover in a way that's compelling enough that it calls for action. And we're going to do that here. We're going to make sure that when there's someone suffering, when there's someone who's needlessly getting hurt, we will be here to help them, no matter what it takes.
Yeah, it's what my problem is that, and here's what you're going to get on this show. You're going to get raw, unfiltered truth. You know what the truth is, Matt? The truth is people don't actually want to hear the truth. You know, Galatians 4:16 is my favorite verse. It's on the floor of my garage. And it says, Galatians 4:16, am I the enemy because I tell you the truth? And so we're going to talk a lot about truth. It's going to be really uncomfortable. People are going to get mad at us for it. But as a result of that, we don't have any permanent alliances. We only have permanent ideals. So the more things we're going to go over, the more things we're going to talk about. Tina is not the only person that has suffered, but right now she is the person that we should get out of prison. It should be the number one thing on everyone's mind. And instead, she's relegated to as a tool for other people. And you're going to hear that when you listen to Tina.
No, I am a little worried though, I will say. I'm worried that Tina could decide to go on a rob spree after she gets out. You know, obviously was super
She's
long.
never gotten a parking ticket, Matt.
Never gotten a parking ticket.
Ever.
What about her extremely long criminal history? That's obviously why she got such a long... No criminal history. So you're telling me that once Tina Peters is free, she's not going to go and hurt people? She's maybe going to, I don't know, live a normal life?
Matt. 9.5 years they gave her.
Go back to helping people? Go back to the life that she served to God? Go back to that life? A helpful member of society, someone who is positive for the community, who people love, who people want to be around. That's what's going to happen when she's out. It's not going to be a threat. What is taking so long? Why is she still in there? There's a man right now, Jared Polis, who could sign one piece of paper and she could be free. And if he's not willing to do so much as that, then I don't think a single person can look at him and say that he has any good that's in his heart when it comes to things like this. Not even a little bit.
Yeah. And the sad part about all of this, as we walk through all this with Tina, actually just another sad part of it, is that the normal people that, like us, normal people that are Americans, we see things through a very, very simple lens, right and wrong. And they've created an environment where they're like, well, maybe the judge did this, but you know, he probably shouldn't have done that. And yet you're willing to gamble the life of somebody who's been involved in public service, never broken the law. And all of a sudden, because she uncovers the dirty deeds of a slave trade, which is basically what it is, now she gets to pay the price. It's not right.
It's disgusting. And I think we should go ahead and probably play the clip. So this is the first time anyone's hearing this. This is Tina Peters in her own words.
This is hard. This is going to be a difficult video. Sorry.
It is. It's really, especially the later part of it, because it is a longer clip. It's 8 minutes long. We'll probably stop it and talk about it in between. But I want to go ahead and have everyone hear this.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. So I think Apollo edited it down to the parts, to cut out the parts where they're
Talking about other things.
Yeah, talking about other things, or they're playing the sound of the prison phone, which is the most gut-wrenching. It's the most gut-wrenching sound when it's talking about someone who's innocent. So go ahead and play the clip, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so I just came back from the provider, if you can call her that. As soon as I went in the door, there was a whole atmosphere. They knew who I was. It was pretty obvious. They fussed at me about my ice pack. They fussed at me about, what is she doing in that room? Well, she didn't the other ice pack, and et cetera. And you need to put that on the floor. And why did they leave that bag? Because it belonged to someone else. They let me double bag my ice. They were just hateful. And then I said, well, so what was my blood pressure? And I said, it's usually this, kind of monitor that because it's been getting higher and higher. And she said, you can see it. And of course I couldn't see it because it's facing her. And so she kind of put it a little bit to the side so I could see it. You can look at it. You can see it really nasty like that. So then I thought, okay, these women are having a bad day. I'm sitting there, and the girl is saying something to another girl, and I hear my name, Peters, and then I hear the other girl, like, she's sitting right behind you, like that. And, okay, so they were talking smack about me, whatever that was. These are supposed to be professionals, right? So then
Pause
I
it for a
go
second.
into who was the provider that I.
Okay, so I think it's a little hard to hear her, but what she just said is that she's being treated poorly, being made fun of, we know there have been instances in many cases where she has been abused, not only by the system, but by other prisoners who are treating her poorly based on who she is. How awful is that?
It's cowards. These are cowards.
Okay,
imagine being in jail. Yeah, just go and play.
Yeah, just play the rest of it because it gets way worse. It just you'll see.
Been told that I'm supposed to, that they can't give me any restrictions until I meet with the provider. And so she goes through this whole thing. I'm in excruciating pain. I'm sitting there. And towards the end, she basically says, she said, you do not qualify for any medical restrictions. No restrictions. And I said, are you kidding me? I'm sitting here in intense pain. I fell indeed on 2 pain packages. We've already been through that. Why they can only give me 1 because it doesn't state in my thingy. But anyway, I was just
I think the sound just got off a little bit there. But
what happened? Why is the sound cut off?
Quiet.
Apollo, we don't have sound.
So while Apollo gets to that, let's react to that second part there, because I think that is one of the worst parts about this, is that she is going to what's supposed to be the prison doctor asking for help. And remember, we're not talking about a 30-year-old. This is a 70-year-old woman, 69, almost 70, who is begging for help because her back hurts. No criminal history, didn't hurt anyone. She's begging for help and they're not giving it to her.
And we need to understand this. The judge, in order to inflict as much pain on a 69-year-old woman who has never broken the law, who looked underneath the covers of the election systems because they were, by all accounts, fraudulent, that have 3 volumes that show the fraudulent nature of Dominion voting systems, that was basically whisked away and dismissed by radical leftists and people, frankly, that got paid to sweep it away. Deviants. Consecutive terms. 2 years for this, 2 years for this, 3 years for that, 2 years for that. And so instead of saying, okay, your total, even getting her way through court and appealing the process, if she would have been sentenced the way normal sentences go, it would have been, okay, here are the charges, 2 years, 3 years, 2 years, you serve it, she would already be out. She would be out right now. But because of this piece of shit, Matthew Barrett, the judge in this case, who's a deviant, a sexual deviant, who's done really bad things to other people, really bad things, He's not unlike 80% probably of the judges that are out there. Just a radical, deviant, evil individual. Because of that piece of trash denying her defense and then stacking the case, she has 9.5 years, which means she'll probably do 6 of the total years, more than she would ever do, or anyone would do for murdering someone.
And at her age,
manslaughter.
And Tina is in very, very good shape. She's someone who can, when she went down, she's someone who has the ability, I think, to easily make it past 100. But in those conditions, I do wonder if she is going to be able to make it out. And that hurts. It hurts to think about. Like you see me here getting emotional just talking about it. And while I'm here getting emotional, there are people who can do something about it and who could have done something to stop it from being this way. And they did nothing. And they're doing nothing. Like there's people who caused this and we can barely even think about it. Like how evil do you have to be to do that? How messed up in the head do you have to be to do that to someone who you know doesn't deserve it in your heart? It sucks. Like it's hard. I think this is the hardest show that I've done so far. It's not even close. But if Paul, if I don't know if you got sound working, we have to keep playing it. You have to hear, because as bad as what you just heard was, the second one was worse than the first one.
It gets worse.
It gets worse. A lot worse.
All right, let's go.
I've been through that. Why they can only give me one because it doesn't state in my thing. But anyway, I was
I'm still not hearing the volume.
whole time.
What's going on?
Innocent, very
There you go.
quiet, just answering her questions, sitting there in pain. And then, so then when she said that I do not qualify for any medical restrictions, I about lost it. I said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "You're going to send back to this pit where I'm there from 10:15 to 7:30 at night. Well, I don't have anything to do with that." And I said, "Well, who does?" She says, "We have to talk to your case manager." And I said, "Well, this is a circular argument because everybody keeps saying they can't do a thing until the provider puts restrictions in my file, and then they can do something." And so then she didn't say anything to that. And I said, "I am in intense pain." I said, "I have L4, L5, S1, I have fibromyalgia." I said, "I have arthritis, and I've had a fall, a trauma that has activated all this stuff." And and I said, "You can't do anything." "Well, you don't qualify medically. There's no restrictions." So I said, "You're not a provider. You're not a provider."
Okay, so I want to add some context as we're watching this. So first of all, as you just heard her say, there are specific parts of her back that are giving her a lot of problems. What she should have right now is a full chiropractic care. What she should have right now is a comfortable bed that is designed to help her at her age to be able to manage that pain. What she should have is full access to whatever doctor she needs, medicine, and instead, she gets none of it. And on top of that, as you're about to hear, she is being forced to do manual labor. The way the prison that she is currently in is set up, she has to walk through these long corridors between buildings up to half a mile each day. So she went from 6 months where she had to be in a tiny little cell, very constricted, and didn't have the ability to stretch or exercise or move a lot. And now from that, at her age, having to walk long distances. And you're about to hear, it's not just that. They're forcing her to do a specific thing. And she's in this clip, she gets very emotional about it, rightfully so. Go ahead and continue playing it.
Professional. And I said, "I'm in pain." She says, "Well, I'm in pain." I said, "But you're not 70 years old." And I said, "How old are you?" She wouldn't answer me. I said, "No." I said, "How old are you, really?" She goes, 50. And I said, "Well, I felt good when I was 50. I'm just 70 years old." I said, "And you're not going to help me out?" Well, she knew who I was. She had an attitude from the very beginning. So as much as I didn't want to speak up and do anything right now and stay quiet and be, I've got positive Crohn's, I've done all this stuff, I'm probably going to have to. to go to the hole for 30 days because I'm not going back into that kitchen. And then when I go to the hole for 30 days and they take away my tablet and they do all these things to punish me, then I talked to one girl and we're going to put me back in the kitchen again. Here's another thing, is they want to do another TB test. I had one. And I had a chest x-ray in Mesa County, you know, to prove I didn't have TB. They know who I am, and they're starting their shit with me. You know, I've tried to just be a quiet, compliant inmate. And you know me, I get along with everybody. I don't cause trouble. I'm not a complainer.
My body, I feel tingles going through my body right now of anger listening to that. They're forcing her to work in the kitchen at her age. They're forcing her to. And if she doesn't do it, then they're going to put her in a small concrete box that's even worse than where she is now, where she can't talk to anyone. She doesn't have access to anything. And that's the position she's in. And she's not someone who's committed some crime to deserve this. We're talking about someone who's innocent.
This is just the evil. And now evil has a bigger platform. And we allow it to happen. And frankly, I don't think that the people that are in positions that are fighting for Tina can appreciate the situation that Tina's in.
And you couldn't see while the clip was playing, but I was watching Joe. I was watching him watch that, and I saw the amount of anger in his face. I don't think I've ever seen him that upset and angry before. And he literally pushed the microphone without even thinking about it, because that's how hard it was for us to listen to that. And it just makes it like, it makes me want to go with you right now, Joe. Go to that prison, walk in there and take her out. That's what it makes me want to do.
It's a camp, so we could do that.
Is that the plan? Was that the plan?
Who's with me?
Are we ready?
Who's with me? And I wish what I was saying was not being unserious, but swoop in and some rendition and pick her up, take her out. She has never deviated from what she knows is true. Never once. And everybody's like, oh, she's defiant because she feels like she can just, thumb her nose at the law. No, the law thumbed their nose at her. And what President Trump's gone through, you'd think that he would jump right into this and he would just swoop in and just take her out and be done. But the other part is, and I was reminded of this morning. So somebody said, Joe, you have to understand, there has to be harm in order for there to be consequences. And so Tina Peters is suffering so that others won't have to. And I went, man, and she did sign up for it. She did. She had the ability to get out of this. And I don't mean that from the standpoint that she deserves what she's getting. What I'm saying is that when you go to battle, and you get captured, like you're a POW. You're a POW, so you signed up to be in that war. And when you get out, I mean, more often than not, you understand what you went through. And there's a consequence for what they did to you. You look for that consequence for those people to be held accountable for what they did. And I believe that Tina, she has her good days, she has her bad days. And we're out here fighting. But she signed up for this. I signed up for it. Like I signed up for all the stuff that I went through over the last 4.5 years. And there's a lot of people, Matt. I mean, we could talk about Kyle Seraphin and Garrett O'Boyles. We could talk about Steve Friend. We could talk about Marcus Allen. I mean, I could talk about so many people. And those were just the FBI whistleblowers. And then we start talking about the others, like the other people that are just in our community. Dave Williams that ran the GOP chair, as a GOP chair in Colorado. The amount that he took on by propagation and lies. And the fact is that you can tell who's in and who isn't by who's getting attacked. Like the people that are getting attacked viciously, those are the people that are truth tellers that are pushing the line. Because it's not just the bad people, that it's the people that are semi-cowardly or cowardly that become jealous of the fact that you have more ability to stand up than they do. So, I mean, I'm reminded by the fact that God has put Tina in this place for a time such as this. And I believe that she will persevere. But it doesn't mean that we don't put all the pressure we can on every part of who they are so that we can get Tina, our sister in Christ, out of that position. I rest my case.
You know, I wonder what she's doing right now. I bet she's probably
worried about somebody else in the prison and mentoring them, because that's what she does.
Yeah, she's probably even in pain, even in this state that she's in, knowing she doesn't deserve to be there. She is probably still trying to help other people. Still.
I wonder if she ran away, how far she'd get.
That's why we need to go ahead and have Canada. We need a new country up there. So then anytime someone
Dude, that was awesome.
like a good country. Yeah.
So just so you know, Matt has an idea that I think is pretty brilliant. So do other people, by the way. I was reading through the comments.
Yeah, other people too. I thought I was special. Turns out a lot of people have this idea.
Do we have the picture of that?
No, we don't. I can put it in the Signal chat. Yeah, that's this.
Yeah, it actually is. It's actually funny. Let's read some of the comments while you do that.
Yeah, you can just go to my X Apollo because I posted it yesterday. You can just pull it up there. But yeah, read some of the comments. I want to see what people are saying.
Yeah, so Jeff did talk about the supremacy clause and invoking the supremacy clause to get Tina out. They should, but here's what, you know, from a standpoint of just thinking things through. And I was on the phone with Doug, who's he's the head of the NRA. He's the CEO of the NRA. So I was on the phone with him and I was having a conversation with the NRA because I actually believe that the NRA represents a good opportunity for us to get across the finish line if we can create a fraternity, right? If we could actually do some good. And I think that he has done an amazing amount of good since he's been there. Much better than what he had before. But I was on the phone with him and I go, why in the world have we not evoked why has the president not come out and said, look, the Second Amendment is in the Constitution, right? So the 10th Amendment states very clearly that what is not in the Constitution is reserved to the states, right?
Right.
So the Second Amendment's in the Constitution. And then the 14th Amendment says that you have to have equal application under law. In other words, you have to have equal rights in every state. Every citizen should have equal rights. And you can't have more rights in Florida than you do in Colorado. So why have they not come out and said, you can't touch the Second Amendment? Hands off. And he reminded me of something. Again, I keep getting reminded. The system is not designed to solve problems quickly. It's designed to slowly bring people to a position, incrementalism. And so the whole thing with Tina is that she should be out. 100%. They have the power to get her out, but they won't. So that's why we need a new country. We need to split the country in half. Worst case, split the country in half, put all the radicals on one side, put all the sensible people on the other. And if a radical ends up on our side, we get to put them in a catapult and we get to shoot them over to the other side. I think it would work.
That's very. We need to, I think, start very seriously working on plans for this catapult. I think that's step one. Is once we have the catapult already. Yeah, we need to. That's what I think. We should take
what is it,
seriously.
Mr. Beast? Mr. Beast, we need to build a catapult that throws people from one state to the other.
There we go. Yeah. Why don't we just throw them like to another country? We need a really big catapult. We need a SpaceX level catapult that will be able to take any individual who needs to be catapulted and then send them over to a communist country where they can be happy and enjoy the communism that they enjoy.
Yeah. So wait, go back to that one comment. That one comment that was just up there. We're talking about the guy that said he was innocent. All right. So check this out. There was a guest on the Innocent Project. So
and Apollo, it's a picture of a map, by the way. It's I think it's further back than that. There's a picture of a map of the new possible country. So if why don't you pull it up while we read the comments?
yeah. So that there was a guy on Joe Rogan's show that said he was innocent. He got convicted of murder. He was innocent, and it wasn't even a month later. And hedonism, it wasn't a month later, I don't think. But he goes on and commits another crime. He chops up people and puts them in his freezer. And Joe Rogan gave him an interview. He was like, okay, all right, let's get it out. Wait, we need to get. So the innocent people never get out. It's always the radicals that get out. All right, you got the thing? No? Do we have it?
Yeah, he said he found it.
Oh,
There it is. Yeah, scroll down a little bit there. Okay, so this is the beautiful new country that Tina Peters will be able to freely come to and not have to worry.
Have you been there?
I
Have you
have.
been to Alberta? Oh man, it's so nice.
It's so beautiful. If you've never been there before, the mountains that I point to in my retarded little chart there, in my map there, you can see beautiful mountains with nice ski slopes. Doesn't that just, it sounds lovely, right? You know, that's a huge mountain range. That mountain range is bigger than many states. It is massive. There are so many beautiful rivers and forests, and the weather is pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. The weather's pretty good. You know, quality port, natural resources. I'm a little obsessed. I'm a little obsessed with this. A lot of people are like, Matt, it's unrealistic. It's never gonna happen. But I don't care. I love it, and we need a new country. When are we starting the country, Joe? When is it gonna happen?
I'm all about that area because they have this place called Lethbridge, which is really nice. They have these great lakes, and the people there are nice. I just want to know why you cut out Vancouver. Vancouver Island is unbelievable.
I hate Vancouver.
Why?
Because it's too well. Actually, you know, fine. We can put Vancouver in as long. But they're not gonna be. It's too.
They can't vote.
Yeah, as long as there we go. As long as they can't vote, we're good to go.
We found an exception. Retarded people, you have to take a test. You have to take a retardation test. And if you believe that men can be women and women can be men, you can't vote.
This sounds like a great country. Where do I sign up?
Hey, I think we can do it. Hey, there's this Cam's Cater says we need to bring the attention to try to help Rainer Felmich, who is also locked up wrongly, started the coronavirus vaccination committee. The German government has imprisoned him. Hey, pull that name up, can you, Apollo?
Is that the guy who posted a meme and was put in prison?
No. This is a different guy. This is the guy that was looking at the coronavirus.
Oh, okay.
But Cam's Cater, we'll definitely dig into that. He's going to pull it up right now. This is the problem. See, we are a voice for Tina, and the people who are on here are a voice for Tina. This is the one thing that I learned. See this. He is a German lawyer. I can't see it that far. I need to put my glasses on. Daggone it. This is killing me.
German lawyer and spokesman.
There you go.
There we go. The Corona Legislative Committee, a non-governmental investigative committee based in Germany.
Yeah. Well, is he in prison right now? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so check this out. He was the one that played a part in proving the Volkswagen emissions scandal. All right, I kind of don't like this guy because they got rid of diesels for Volkswagens and Audis because of him. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm a fan. I'm going to keep reading. All right, so and then Deutsche Bank sued Deutsche Bank, where he previously worked in a few small mortgage cases. In 2020, yeah, he and his colleagues began documenting what they considered to be violations of law, medical malpractice, and scientific fraud in connection with what they refer to as the COVID-19 scandal. Oh, so go down to the part where he's in jail. I think he's in jail right now. Arrest and detention. There we go. In September, so he was born in 58. So he's
older guy.
He's almost 70. He's 67 years old.
Yeah, almost. Well, he would be.
He was
yeah, close to 70.
Okay,
yeah,
so he was a partner in and a partner with Fuelmich on the Corona Investigative Committee alleges he had embezzled funds raised for the committee by overbilling for his legal services, denying these allegations, claims he was publicly motivated in order to sabotage this committee in its investigation of so-called deep state involvement in the global COVID-19 response. Arrest warrant was issued in March 2023, where Fuelmich was in Mexico. Later in October, he was extradited to Germany and then arrested. His organization claims that the Berlin DA's office stated there was no cause for a criminal investigation. April 2025, he was sentenced to 3 years and 9 months in prison. Wow. What does that tell you? Hey, so Cam, thanks for bringing that up. What does that tell you?
Shine a light on the election, go to prison. Shine a light on coronavirus, go to prison. Shine a light on Bill Gates, on what's happening with these people who are running the secret societies and who are running what's happening behind the scenes with the forced vaccination and the problems. If you shine a light on that, here's the consequence. This is a message for everyone to shut up, stop looking into things, and let them continue to perpetrate evil. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. NRA could be good if they stepped up like GOA, 2FA. Yeah, Second Amendment Foundation. Yeah, you're right. And you're right. You're absolutely right. And I think they will step up. Yeah, I know that was kind of a left field deal to talk about that, but if that means we're next. They're coming for us.
I mean, they already are. I mean, look at how they're using lawfare to come after anyone who speaks.
They're trying to come after you. If only they knew that you're really not in Colorado. They just don't know.
That is true. I am
at the wrong state.
not a resident of Colorado, so it's a little bit. I think this is one of this case. Unfortunately, it's not fair. There was absolutely no malice involved whatsoever.
No, not at all.
Not even a little bit. And yet they're still trying to go forward with this. You know, I have a family. I have to support my family. And they come after people who they know are vulnerable because they have people they have to look out for. And that's what sucks the most about it.
Well, here's the other thing. You weren't the first one to put it up. If you would have been the first one to come out and have the story, great. But it was everywhere. They had like CNN, all sorts of organizations out there were talking about that this person was likely the pilot. Joe Wallace. Do you think she talks like this? No. Doesn't talk with that deep voice.
I mean, to be honest, I'm not just saying that. I'm not just saying this for the purpose of the case. I actually like Joe Wallace. I really do. I know that sounds crazy and sounds weak and bad, but Joe Wallace actually seems to be like pushing back against some of the same things that we don't like. Joe Wallace seems to be pushing at least on some level.
Do you like lollipops? It's a question.
I know how that sounds. I know it sounds bad, but I legit I legitimately think there are some positive messages.
Do you like lollipops? It's a real question. Do you like lollipops?
Do I like lollipops?
Yeah.
I hate lollipops.
All right. Do you like ice cream sandwiches?
Okay, those are pretty good.
Okay, so you like ice cream sandwiches because I like ice cream sandwiches. And so Charles Manson loves ice cream sandwiches too. You see my point?
Oh no.
Do you like steak? Yep. Okay. Yep. So does Michael Obama.
Oh no. This is
the case in point.
I mean, look, specifically pushing for not extremism when it comes to that community, which I think is a good thing. You know, more extreme people is bad. Pushing away from that is a good thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. Like,
but I still have to call a dude a woman.
You mean
he still wants me to call he a her? I mean, no matter how you do it, you're still trying to force me to lie to you. I'd be like this, Matt, and you're like, call me Mateo, and I'm like, but your name's Matt. No, I'm changing. I'm no longer Matt. I'm Mateo, and I'd be like, dude, you need to get here. Come over here for a second. I'm gonna hit you with a hammer. Hopefully that'll help. It's the same thing. I mean, I'm gonna tell you the truth because I should tell you the truth, but he still wants people to believe that he is a she. And I'm not saying that I dislike trannies. I don't care. If you want to be a pink unicorn, God bless you.
As an adult.
As an adult.
Yeah.
But as a child should never be reaffirmed being a pink dinosaur.
A child should never be exposed to that. And on top of that, a child shouldn't have to compete on an athletic level with someone who was born as the opposite gender. So like we have to.
Peeing the state says Obama likes tube steak.
I guess that means we love Obama then too. Obama likes steak. Okay, I'm a huge Obama fan now.
All right, can I admit something?
Go ahead.
I voted for Obama in 2008.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go. I'll see you later, Joe. I'm gonna head out.
I did.
I'm gonna head out.
I did.
I mean,
I want to change. Look, everybody wanted change. Everybody wanted change. We just didn't know what change we wanted. And back then, I mean, I just wanted. You know what I wanted? I was in my very early 30s. I wanted them to stop doing the things they do as a government. I could see it back then. I could see dead people.
In fairness, both McCain and Romney are two of the most evil people to ever walk the face of the planet.
So then I was right to vote for Obama.
So I can't, I can't get too mad at anyone who voted not for McCain or Romney and those two elections. I can't get mad at that. But also, I do. So we have some more footage actually of Michelle Obama that I think's interesting. So there's more footage related to that. So if we want to play one of the clips where people are, Elon Musk's father's one of them, is saying that he knows for a fact that Michelle Obama is in fact transgender and is lying about it. Can we go ahead and play that clip?
Michelle Obama is a man.
Of course. You don't know that?
I didn't know that, no.
Well, now you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joan Rivers mentioned it publicly, and she was dead 2 weeks later, by the way.
You think
Oh, yes.
they axed her, eh?
The actor, yeah. So that's common knowledge. You can look it up on any internet thing.
I'm sure.
And, Michelle Obama's a man. Obviously, they've got, got pictures of her in tracksuits with a 9-inch slong hanging down her leg. It's a leg.
Oh, God. So, look, Elon Musk's father said it, so I guess that means it must be confirmed. Now we know for a fact. Everything, all the pieces are
I was
together.
going to have him on here, by the way.
Elon Musk's dad?
Yeah, he wanted to have his agent or something reach out to me, and I was like, yeah, I'll pass.
I want to have him on. I mean, I know he has a bad relationship with Elon.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does. There's a lot of turmoil in their relationship. They don't like each other. Elon Musk has come out and said publicly bad things about Elon. I would hope that maybe behind the scenes,
how could you talk badly about your kids? There's never a time that I would speak ill of my children. Never.
Ever. Yeah.
I mean, I would never do it. I hope that they are more wildly successful than I am. I pray that they have better relationships, personal relationships than I do. Although I don't think you could have a better relationship than me and my wife have. I really don't. I don't think it's possible. And I say that, thank you, Lord. I appreciate that very much. But I hope that it is better. I hope it is. I hope that I gave them something that makes them shoot for something more than what I have. So I mean, I the fact that I didn't know he had a bad relationship with Elon, I probably wouldn't have him on just for that reason.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I still would because I want to talk to him. But
can I ridicule him if we have him on?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
He probably won't come on because of that. But
I'll be like, you have a little pee-pee.
And by the way, one interesting thing about Elon, so most of his family is actually ancestrally from America. So it was just one generation that moved to South Africa. But really, Elon Musk is American bloodline, which I think is a cool fact.
So why did they go to South Africa?
His dad was participating in some mining thing in South Africa and was trying to, I would imagine based on who he is, probably was trying to pursue some women down there that were potential partners. Maybe
so do you think Elon's tree, apple, not that far from, didn't fall that far from the tree?
Elon has
He's got 11
women?
kids.
I didn't know that. What? Oh yeah, that's right. It's actually 14 now. He has 14 kids now.
He has 14
It's gone up. It's gone up since the last time you looked. It's 14.
His I read the book that his ex-wife wrote. and it talked about how Elon changed, right? When their daughter died.
Yeah.
Because he had a baby die. I think it was his daughter. I can't remember. And that changed him.
That was the first kid too.
Yeah. And so from that point on, she said he was never the same. So, I mean, it's weird how things actually drive people to do certain things, which is interesting to say the least.
Yeah. I hope at least if he's going to do this, I hope at least some of the moms aren't crazy. So we can have a few mini Elons with a non-crazy mom and Elon as a dad. That would be nice. You know,
He's almost a football team status.
He's getting it. He can actually at this point have both football. He can have the 7-on-7, the full game now.
That's not 7. It's not 7-on-7.
Yeah, it's 14 kids. 7-on-7.
Yeah, but that's not how football is.
You mean the full 11 man roster. You mean he's almost at a 22 where he can have the full 11 man roster. That's
I mean, because he knows about 14. So what does he not know about?
How hard he tried to hide the Ashley St. Clair. He offered her $15 million.
I don't think he was hiding it though.
Yeah, but why did he offer $15 million for her not to say anything?
I think he genuinely does not want his children to get attacked.
That makes sense.
All right, so let me replay something. When they came and attacked my wife and my children, when they said that they were going to go to my son's school and go to his dorm and attack my son in his dorm, I'm going to tell you what comes over you. It's an animalistic. It almost doesn't even make sense. Because, well, I mean, Apollo, where you at, bro? I love doing this to him because Apollo is as retarded as I am, Matt.
Thank you. I thank you for that.
No, meaning that no fear.
Yeah.
No fear. But every time someone would come to do harm, the rage in my eyes against my family was it was crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So imagine that with Elon, knowing that what he's going through to protect his kid. So just to
Well, the point I was making with that, and you're right. Obviously, he's very protective of his kids, and rightfully so. And I do think that's, even though he can't obviously give them the time that would be nice. It's not a traditional family, which would also be nice. He still, at the very least, is willing to provide for them in a capacity that's beyond what a lot of people are capable of, and he's willing to try to protect them. So I do respect that. And a lot of people criticize him, and rightfully so, for trying to create a non-nuclear family. But there are still positives that I want to give him credit for. And the other thing I was trying to mention is that there are probably at least 5 to 10 more kids that we don't know about.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
With other women, at least.
And
Probably,
sorry, Elon.
Probably those.
Good for you.
Probably those are the least crazy women too, because I don't like Ashley St. Clair at all. I think she's a bad person, honestly.
She did say she was going to baby trap him.
She did say that, and on top of that,
which is kind of creepy.
And she's doing interviews with the media. She hired a lawyer who hates Elon, which I think is pretty disrespectful, honestly. And she's not. I mean, I guess she expected it to be.
Did she want
to?
I think
in a real relationship.
So this is what happens when you have scornful wife syndrome.
Yeah,
scornful wife syndrome is a real thing. Like they create all this stuff, and so she thought she was going to be Miss Musk, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah, she thought she was going to be second in command of the fleet of rockets over there.
Okay. Do we have more stuff about Michelle Obama?
Yeah, there's another clip. There's the Joan Rivers clip, I believe. Do we have that?
And she was offed.
Yeah, she was. The video is crazy of Joan Rivers, where she tries to get out of the bag and then they put her back in it.
No.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
No.
Have you watched that?
Play Joan Rivers. I don't know how they actually debunked it because I still think that we've seen enough pictures with with an eggplant that it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, you can't. There's no denying it.
And she would have to be really well endowed for that to happen based on it too. So I don't know why he doesn't just come out and tell us the truth. Sorry, go ahead and play Joan Rivers.
Miss Rivers, how are you? you made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I am so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
we already
president?
have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay. She does
I can't help but laugh because she has no malice, none. But a week later,
she was gone. Yep. And the footage is crazy, by the way. I can't believe you haven't seen the footage yet. Apollo, can we get that footage? If look up the footage of Joan Rivers with the ambulance when they're taking her. It's a little bit graphic, not too graphic.
I don't think that it was Joan Rivers unless it's something I haven't seen.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. Well, it's okay. If I
got to find it now.
Yeah, we gotta find it.
Joan River. I can't believe I'm looking this up. Joan River. In body bag. Let's see here. In body bag. Well, if it did exist, I'm not seeing it.
They took it off most of the main platforms. So, you know what? I will find it.
Wasn't
and I will
Anne
play it.
Hesh?
What's up?
Wasn't that Anne Hesh? I thought that was. I remember they were like, "Oh, she's all burned up and she died," and then they were putting her in an ambulance and she like popped out of the bag.
Oh yeah. Okay. So here's what we'll do. We'll get the footage. We'll play it next show, and go from there. I mean, I believe. So I know what you're talking about, Apollo. I believe there's another piece of footage of Joan Rivers that is similar to that but different. And I could, if I am wrong, I apologize. But we will try to find it, and then we'll go from there. That's the plan.
I kind of now want to see it. We're popping out of the bag. Oh crap! Yeah, that's true. Wow. The fact that Apollo could remember that is pretty crazy. It said, "Oh, that's is that it?"
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you see how she pops out of the bag. Yeah, that's a different. So that is a different piece of footage. So who's that? Who's that in that clip? Apollo?
It's Anne Hesh.
Anne Hesh. She's an actress, right?
Anne Hesh, yeah.
Okay.
So what happened to her?
So that's another crazy story. So it's a similar thing where she was exposing people, and then this happens a matter of, I think it was weeks later. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. That you could do an entire show just on that.
Yeah, they said that she died in a car crash, and I'm trying to remember what exactly was the big deal. It was after some movie I thought that came out, and she was speaking, and I can't remember the details of what she was speaking out about, but they said she died in a car crash, and then she's like, they have live footage of her like popping out, but all the reports were just like, no, she's dead. No, that's it. And like totally went away.
Yeah. That's one of the craziest stories I've ever seen.
And then she died.
Yep.
Yeah, they reported it as she died on the scene as they're loading her alive into an ambulance, and she seems like she's freaking out. Like they have the bag pulled up, and then you see her pop out of the bag looking a little banged up or burned.
I just sent it to you so everybody can understand what we're seeing. If you want to see it, we'll show it to you. No shortage of crazy. No, I agree with you. All right, we had a little stuff to go over. We got way off
track.
Off track. Tina Peters. Oh, we probably need to talk more about how they can reach out to Paulus.
Yeah, there's one man right now, like I said earlier in the show, who can sign a piece of paper and she'll be free immediately.
Jared Polis. Do you want to put that up, Apollo? Or do we want to show people the video of Kabuki Theater? Oh, here we go.
I want to get a video where we play the interview of her, where we play it for Jared. of Tina Peters, and I want to see his reaction when he hears her talk about her conditions, and I want it to be known that he heard that and still is not letting her out. Or maybe he'll hear that and he'll do the right thing. We can hope. Maybe.
Hey, Apollo, do you think we could have people send the video or the recordings of them calling the governor's office?
Yeah, that's what needs to happen. And you know what I can
Yeah,
You know
do?
what I mean?
Absolutely.
Just get a bunch of recordings that we have sent in, and we can play those on the show as well.
We have to do that. And specifically the one from today.
Yeah.
If you
But I'm saying record calling Polis's office
okay.
and be relentless.
Yeah.
Call up to talk to Polis and say you need to stop this madness.
Yep.
This political persecution of a 69-year-old Gold Star mom.
And by the way, Jared, as much as he's done that has been harmful, he has at times tried to be somewhat in the middle. And so maybe, just maybe, he will do the right thing here. I'm not going to give it a high chance, but if we are putting enough pressure, there's a possibility that he will find it somewhere inside the same place that his boyfriend has been. I went too far there. But no, seriously, maybe he'll find it somewhere inside to have a heart and to let her out. That's what needs to happen.
He's not going to have a heart, though.
By the way, he is a homosexual man. He has a husband. So that was the reference I was making.
No homo.
No homo.
Yeah, so you can call. Let's put that back up if we can. We want to have you call.
Yeah.
So here's the email. It's Governor Polis at state.co.us. That's GOVERNORPOLIS at state.co.us. You can also call the Constituent Services Helpline. Everybody, just blow it up.
Blow it up.
303-866-2885. And you can call the governor's office, the front desk. Call this like, is somebody get an auto dialer?
Call it right now. Just to
Hey, do you want to call right now, Apollo?
I can call from my phone.
But Apollo can do it on here. We can actually do it on there.
Which one should I call? The front desk?
Front desk.
Yeah, okay. Let me call the front desk right now.
All right, so front desk is 303-866-2471.
Okay, we're gonna call right now. 2471. And we need everyone to do this. I'm gonna be calling multiple times, by the way, off the show as well.
Put it on speakerphone, put it on the. They're not going to answer. You want to know why? Because they don't beholden to the people.
Sorry.
The Office of Colorado Governor Jared Polis
Is not available. Record your message at the
I'm gonna leave a message.
Finish. Hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, so we were looking to speak to Jared directly, potentially, or at least get a message to him. There's a woman right now who I'm sure you're familiar with, Tina Peters, and we have been talking to her. She is currently dealing with very excruciating back pain. She is someone who doesn't have a criminal history, someone who always tries to do good for others, and most importantly, someone who didn't do something that was bad enough to deserve what she's getting right now, which is being forced to work in a kitchen, being forced in harmful conditions. And we really need a pardon for Tina Peters immediately. She needs to go home. It is the right thing to do. There's not a single person on any side, Republican, Democrat, whatever, who should look at a 69-year-old woman who is having to deal with these conditions, who was trying to do the right thing, regardless of if you think that's wrong, it's right, whatever. She was trying to do the right thing. And now she's being forced to spend her 70th birthday with excruciating back pain in a little cell. And so we really need you to look into this case and to do the right thing, find it in your heart and give her a pardon. Please don't just ignore this call. Other people are going to be calling as well. We very much need this. There we go. I was trying to be nice. I think we got to have a little bit of diplomacy here.
You're way nicer than I am.
I know. I am. We need some diplomacy. You know, we could call and say, you know, fuck you, Jared. We don't like why aren't you giving her a pardon? But I don't think that's the way to get it done. I think maybe if enough of us are calling and maybe having a little bit of anger, but still being polite.
So don't show up with a noose, is what you're saying?
Don't show up with a noose. He's trying to get the show canceled.
I'm being funny. It's being funny. Nobody's showing the news. It's funny.
That's not real.
You can joke about it. It was joking. Just joking. I mean, come on. It's funny. You have to admit it's funny.
Yeah, until they ban us, and then we can't even
ban us for what? For saying don't show with a noose?
Yeah, do not do that. Don't do that.
I was just kidding. It was a joke.
It was a joke.
Here. Big words. Joke.
Okay. We are terrible here on the show. But yes, their phone number is right there. Everyone who's watching right now, if you could please give a call and just leave a message, be polite about it. And then we're going to be polite for now. If enough of us are polite this time and they still don't do anything, then we're going to move to anger. Because we're going to give them a chance to do the right thing first. And if they don't, then the next step will be that we will be angry. And the next call that I'm going to make live on air, and I will make some that are off air too, because we need to flood the inbox. But the next call I make live on air, if nothing is taken, no action is taken from this, will be a much more angry call where I call out what they're doing and I try to make them feel as bad as they should for what's happening right now.
Yeah, I don't think they care. I think that they can they think they can do whatever they want. They think they can punish the American people with they can pass any laws. They've already stolen the election, so they put really bad people in there. I had a pastor that gave a invocation at the Capitol in Colorado, at the Capitol building. He goes, Joe, he didn't say it to me. He said it to everyone. He goes, you could feel the evil. You could feel it. It was that thick. It's terrible.
You're not wrong. That's what sucks, is that it's probably true that they just don't care. And the only option is that we have to kick them out of office and put people in who do care.
All right, you just said kick them out of office. Are you trying to get us banned? What kind of foot is it going to be connecting to butt?
A steel. We need to kick him out of office with a steel toe shoe. That was a joke again. Another joke. A steel
the fact
toe
that we
shoe.
have to say it's a joke because they're going to write an article saying, "This just in: Joe's talking about nooses and Matt's talking about boots."
I wonder how Jared would like being in a prison cell. Do you think he would like that? I don't think
he
so.
He probably would like it.
He may have a little too much fun in prison. Hey.
I can't. Okay. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to knock out this, talking about President Trump's 100 days in office. Should be really good. We'll bring it back.
Wow! Gabe! Dude, Gabe, something's in the dumpster.
Whoa, what is that for?
Something's in the dumpster, man.
Well, let's use the burner. We don't want to wake the neighbors. Freeze! Stop resisting!
Stop resisting!
If you're looking for a less than lethal option for self-defense or keeping pests out of your dumpster, then check out Byrna at DCF Guns. Visit us at our 3 locations in Castle Rock or Colorado Springs, or visit us online at dcfguns.com.
Come join the DCF family today, where we keep the range hot and the deals hotter. In every thread, in every stitch, Honor-Bound USA weaves the fabric of the American spirit. It's not just apparel, it's a testament to God, family, and country. At Honor-Bound USA, we're a family of patriots who put our faith, family, and America first. When you visit our website, you'll find a line of products that embody our commitment to pray, stand, speak, and act. As the official site for the Untamed podcast, all of our products proclaim speaking the truth with courage. We also have the powerful documentary from Professor David Clements, Let My People Go. Identify yourself as one of the few who are willing to stand for what they believe in. Join the Honor-Bound USA family today. Wear it as a badge of honor, commitment to the values that shape us, and a pledge to the bright future we will build together. Because when you're honor bound, you're not just wearing a brand, you're embodying a lifestyle.
Hi, I'm John Tig Tigan. I'm one of the Benghazi warriors from 9/11/2012 or 13 Hours movie. If you're a gun owner or plan on becoming a gun owner, this is where DCF comes in. As one of the lead instructors over here at DCF Guns, I'm going to ensure that you can properly handle your firearm and properly defend and protect your loved ones and yourself. For those of you guys that are thinking about purchasing a gun or getting involved in firearms, DCF Guns has an introductory class which will teach you the very basics of firearms, how to store firearms, even how to pick your own firearm if you have not yet. Our next step is the 100 series. We're going to go into the fundamentals of marksmanship, which is going to be how to hold your firearm, how to sight in your firearm. Then we're going to go into the next step, which is going to be your maintenance, disassembling, reassembling your firearm. And then we're going to go into how to strings of fire, rapid fire, how to get more accurate shots on your threat. Our next step is the 200 series with pistol. We're going to teach you how to draw from the holster and return to the holster in a safe manner. With the carbine, we're going to teach you how to use the sling properly. We're going to teach you how to do proper reloads, what different types of reloads there are. We're going to teach you cover and concealment, what's the purpose of each and which one does what, and then good in shooting and moving, and also transitioning from your rifle to your pistol and back from your pistol to your rifle. Your next step is going to be the level 300 series. This kind of combines all your training into one step. Keep going forward is what we do. We're going to go into low light. We're going to go into close quarter combat stuff, CQB, room to room clearing, situational training and stuff like that. Your training never ends, so get in here and let's get it done. Start your training at DCF Guns today and save on classes when you become a member. And when you become a member at DCF Guns, you can unlock some major benefits. Priority range reservations, discounts on firearms and ammo, discounts on gunsmithing, and we offer a lifetime cleaning. So visit dcfguns.com to learn more, or you can contact us directly with any questions you might have.
We were in break and we were having a little fun, probably a little too much fun, making fun of Pullman. And why do I have trouble with that? It's like ambulance. Hedonism. Should we be worried about James O'Keefe? Yeah, did you hear about this?
I didn't watch the full clip, but I heard about that.
So
going dark.
Kyle Seraphin and James O'Keefe don't like each other. I don't get in the middle of all that stuff. But James O'Keefe did have a clip where he talks about he's going to drop some really interesting stuff.
Do we have that? Do we have that clip, Apollo? Okay.
So let's take a look at it and see if we can. Yeah, we should probably check. We should probably check on that and make sure that we're. I don't know, do that. But
okay.
T-minus 7 days. So in 7 days, he's going to put something out.
Can we get the sound on it?
Yeah, he's going to put it back up. He's
Okay.
just showing it. And Kyle's like the ultimate troll, by the way. He goes, how many takes did it take you to get this one right? All right, let's go play it.
I'm going dark.
Can't hear it.
Yeah, I can't hear.
I'm not suicidal. Pray for me.
Start it over.
This one scares me, guys.
Okay. How long is it? Okay.
I'm going dark. I'm not suicidal. Pray for me. This one scares me, guys.
Yeah, it definitely took him a few takes for sure. That was the seventh take.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, that's a great way to promote whatever he's about too. It's probably going to be something important too. So I don't want to. It's a great way to promote it, but I'm sure whatever he's about to post, he's obviously doing that to get more attention to it. And hopefully he has something really big.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Hey, Apollo. You remember when we were sitting around with my wife, and my wife's like, I joked around and said, I'm always right.
Well, this was at the house?
Yeah.
Back?
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, everybody hates you for that.
Yeah, I remember that, I think.
My own wife said that.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually right a lot.
Almost as much as me.
I mean, Apollo, I'm right quite a bit, right?
You are right a lot.
No, you're not just saying that, are you? Are you patronizing me? Seriously.
No, you are actually right a lot.
And so by being right, you tend to create problems for people.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just say this because it's good to be right, but I was right about Ukraine. I came out first. I was right about Dominion voting systems. I was right about Michelle Obama, Michael Obama. So are you. So you get to.
Right? I say Manchelle Obama.
Manchelle Obama. I crack jokes about this, but this is something I don't want to be right about. Like what I'm about to say, I don't want to be right about. In 2026, and I hope I'm wrong, in 2026, they're going to steal every election they possibly can. They're setting the stage to impeach President Trump. He's had a very successful first 100 days. Despite the fact that I haven't got Tina Peters out and some other stuff hasn't done, he's still honored things that he knew we could get off the plate very quickly, which is J6ers, cutting out the fat. But in 2026, they're going to steal every election. They're going to make it look, they're doing everything they can, including the Fed chair. Fed chair right now is creating some instability that's causing stock instability. Companies with tariffs are doing everything they can in order to go against President Trump. Amazon is actively right now adding a number to the side that is, this is what the tariff cost is for the product. Temu is putting something up saying it's going to cost you twice as much to buy a product. I don't know why anybody would buy a product on Temu. And we're not doing a damn thing about it. We're doing absolutely nothing about it. And so in 2026, because we haven't lost the machines and the mail-in ballots, it's going to look as if the script is flipped. President Trump's going to be impeached, and we're going to go to war inside this country. Because there are people that are tired of this up and down roller coaster. Now, I want to give good credit for President Trump for the first 100 days. And we've uncovered stuff with Doge. And this is the really serious part about, I don't know if James O'Keefe is being serious or not serious. I really don't. I don't know if this is hyperbolic. I mean, he's blown up some really big things. He's blown up really big things. And guess how many people James O'Keefe has uncovered that have been arrested?
None. Probably.
Not one person. Nothing that he has done has led to any sort of change. And I mean that with all due respect of James O'Keefe doing the things that he does. But not one person's been arrested. Not one person's lost their job. That's not true. Some people have lost their job.
Yeah, I think a couple firings happened, but no jail time.
But they people committed crimes. Got nothing. Zero. They talked about conspiring against certain people and doing harm. And so if we keep servicing the symptoms and not addressing the problem, which are mail-in ballots, machines, and the mechanics of it, and I know it's difficult to rip the Band-Aid off, but in 2026, our country is completely finished. I hope that I'm never right about this. But unfortunately, all the cards, all the chess pieces on the table right now show that the left is doubling down on their rhetoric, their propaganda, and now you have sitting governors, Governor of Illinois, Pritzker, who called for the terrorization of people who support President Trump. He called for it, and by the way, it should be treason. It should be treason what he said. He should go to prison. He should be taken out as a governor and put into a prison, denied bail, and tried for treason. That's what should happen. That's where I think we're headed. I know we're going to close up with the 100 days and some pictures of what's happened, but
I'm not even sure if we have enough space in prison for the amount of people who legitimately need to be tried for treason.
Yeah, I agree.
It's disgusting. I mean, we're going to have to contract out prison space in El Salvador in order to be able to house the amount of people who will be charged with treason once the corner's turned. Everyone right now who's doing evil, everyone who thinks they can get away with it, you're not going to be able to. There will come a time when the tide turns fully. And at that point, you will have to face every single person that you've hurt. You will have to face every single decision you've made for profit, knowing that innocent people were caught up in the way. And you will have to look at yourself every single day for the rest of your life in a prison cell, thinking about how you could have done things in a more honorable, in a better way, if you even care enough to do that. If you don't, you're still going to be in that prison cell for the rest of your life. That's the way it has to be, and that's the way it will be.
Yeah, I agree with you. Do you want to see the 100 days, first 100 days? Pictures, President Trump?
Sounds nice. Maybe we can get a little bit of a fun thing here. That'd be better. That'll make me feel better.
Yeah, let's play it. First 100 days.
Today officially marks 100 days of promises made and promises kept by President Trump. This has truly been the most historic start to a presidency in American history. The American people trust in President Trump. As President Trump has said before, the best is yet to come.
That's awesome.
It is. Those on the audio version, you just saw 100 pictures. Go check it out on Rumble or on X. And we have another hedonism wrote this. Thanks for the Rumble rants. See here.
And by the way, we do read all Rumble rants. So if you want to leave a question or a comment, there's a Rumble rant section, and we will read all of them.
It says scripted but concerning, but disconcerting, scripted but disconcerting, certain. And this one, sorry we won't make it to the 2028 elections without a big event, Black Swan or COVID level event, to halt the progress of Trump and Doge, especially for fixing the elections. Blue states still rigged. There's no, yes. I agree.
100%. Yeah, that's not just true. It is scarily true. With the way they're setting this up right now, to give us a little bit, make us feel a little bit good, and then there's going to be a big pull of the rug that happens in 2026. It's looking that way, and we're going to have to see a time of total chaos and disaster in our country.
Yeah, I think so.
They have convinced us, oh, we can sit back. Oh, Trump won. Oh, it's okay. You don't have to fight. And then boom, they're going to pull it just like that. And all of a sudden, it's going to be full speed ahead for these intense and overwhelming woke ideologies.
I agree. We're going to get to the bottom of the pedophilia. We're going to get to the bottom of the child grooming. Matt has 3 young baby girls. He's going to try for a 4th just to have a baby boy here. He's got a... How many children are you going to have? 6? 7?
Yeah, it's just a couple hundred, I think will be the right amount. Couple hundred.
So I know how you're committed to your wife. So I don't know if a couple hundred, if she's going to be okay with that. It's
fine. We'll just do. I have it. Don't worry, Joe. I have it all planned out. We'll do octuplets every time.
Oh my gosh!
So I'm thinking, like octuplets, and that will multiply it by 8. What is this super zoomed in?
He's just talking about hundreds of babies.
Like every time I talk about something crazy, I get punished with a zoom in.
Wait till he makes you jitter.
Oh yeah, I got laser eyes the other day.
Are you asking for the jitter, bro?
Yeah, you got to give him the jitter. I'm not moving. Oh,
that's so funny. the way it looks like you're laughing.
That's what happens when we talk about bad people. We laugh at them. We laugh at the face of evil. So housekeeping. For those of you on the radio, I remember still when you find on the radio, just send me a quick mark. Just send me a deal saying, hey, heard you on whatever radio station it is. We're trying to track down all the radio stations that we're on just so we know collectively. We gave kind of a free authority for them to republish it, and they've done that. And so I'm just trying to figure out what radio stations we have. Thank you for the ones that have sent it over. Also, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and more. Go over there and go ahead and give us a 5-star review. We will be on Roku. That's coming up soon. And we got a new platform that we'll actually be launching here very shortly. You can support us you can actually support Tina by going to Honorbound USA and getting the free Tina stickers. You know, I have been going to gas stations and seeing the free Tina stickers, and now they're showing up on multiple gas pumps.
That's awesome.
In my neighborhood. I'm going to tell you that the reason why that is because every time I go get gas, I put one on the pump, and they've taken a couple down, but they've left a vast majority of them up.
We need those on every pump. Every single pump needs to have it, including
allegedly have them.
Allegedly, yeah, it needs to allegedly have it.
These are pump stickers. They're gas pump stickers. I just want to point it out. They're gas pump stickers.
And if someone can find a way to put one on Jared Polis's pump,
bro,
that's so bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Oh no! But seriously, go check out the stickers. There we go. I got the jitter again. Check out the stickers. Everyone needs to be putting these up. We need to be sending a strong message. Free Tina Peters. Don't allow injustice to continue. And someone who is a 69-year-old gold star mom, innocent, lovely person who tries to help others at all times, don't allow her to suffer as she is as we speak right now in a small cell.
Yeah, you can also pick up your coin and put it in your pocket. I have this ring. I don't know if you can go into this ring. See if you can get that ring. So that ring is the Gideon 300. That is put on the armor of God ring. And so I'm going to be making that ring available. I wear this ring every day. It was given to me by someone, and they said, Joe, you need to wear this ring. This is the armor of God. You need to wear this. So I have ever since. Also, I can't remember what this guy's name is, but let me see if I can pull it. I'm taking my pants off. Not really. Matt's like, don't take your pants off. So there was a guy that, I don't know, it was like, Apollo, was it like a year and a half ago?
It was right before you were trying to go overseas and you couldn't leave the country.
So over 2 years ago. So I want him to know, I was looking for his card because I want to make another one, but I want him to know that the holster that he made for me out of elephant, what was it? Elephant, a bunch of different animals.
It was like buffalo and something else too.
Yeah. So he made this. I still wear this. I still wear this every day. So it's kind of cool. Well, actually I don't wear it every day, but I wear it a lot of days. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for the holster, the gift. Matt needs a holster too for his Berna. All right. You want me to pray us out or you want to pray us out?
I prayed yesterday. Why don't we switch back and forth? I think that's the way to go.
All right. So we're going to pray. We're going to pray that really shortly Matt gets to see his family. So he's going to be able to see his little girls and his beautiful wife, his beautiful children here shortly. So we'll pray for that as well. And here's another thing you guys need to know. I'm going to say this before I start to pray. You guys don't know much about the backstory, the lives of me, other than what I tell you, or the lives of Matt, or the lives of Apollo. And so I'm going to do a quick shout out to Apollo. I'm harder on Apollo than I am on my own 2 kids. I'm ridiculously hard on him. I punch at Apollo. Matt knows because Matt's been like, okay, so I had a conversation with Apollo. And I was like, yep, I've been punching at Apollo for 5 years. Apollo is nearly the first person to get here in the morning. He's the last one to leave. A vast majority of the money that Apollo makes, he gives to his family to take care of his family. His dad is sick and not doing well. and his mom has carried a large amount of the weight. Every single time Apollo has had a problem with his sisters or brothers, he will drop what he's doing and he will take care of it. If it's 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter what time it is, he is the first one there and the last one to leave in every situation. So when you see Apollo out there and he's saying stuff or doing stuff, and you're like, oh, you know, Apollo, you look tired, or he is. This crew, what we've done over the last 5 years to put and do the things that we have has been a love of you, of the people listening. It hasn't been a self-love or a self-indulgence at all. It has been a sacrifice in every way, shape, and form. And Apollo has lived out that same sacrifice in what he does. So shout out to Apollo and to his parents, who are amazing, who I know personally, and they are amazing. So we'll stop there. Let's pray. Father God, oh man, it's every day seems like a challenge. Every day seems like the day before it. It's a bigger burden. And whether we're talking about we're talking about our personal challenges or the challenges we face in society or the challenges that we face in our communities or we face with each other, the burden just seems to just pile up. Father, we know that sooner or later that all those burdens just get taken away from us and that you only give us what we can handle. So we're grateful for the challenges that you give us, and we're grateful for the blessings that we maybe don't see because we look past them when we're trying to uncover and deal with these challenges. Father, we are thankful for those challenges nonetheless. And we're thankful for you being there when we have those challenges and guiding us through those challenges. Father, we're thankful for the people that are listening, and we're thankful for courage that they have in their lives to stand up for others around them and to do the right thing regardless of what the consequences are. Father, I ask you to put a blessing over Matt's wife and children and their family, and that they may get to a place where they can reconnect. They've been apart for a little bit, not for any bad reason, but for logistics. So just to, may they do that safely, Father, and enjoy each other. Father, I ask you to bless Apollo and his family, his dad, and bless him as he carries the burdens for not just himself, but the people around him. And Father, I just ask you to lift that burden off his shoulders, lighten that load, and give him the ability to be a seer of what the future brings for him and the goodness and blessings that come with that. Father, I ask you to bless those people that are listening, that they may have the courage to stand up and stand together. And no matter what the obstacle is in front of them, they may always speak truth and act in that truth. Help us, Father, that we may focus on restoring you to our community. And I ask you a special blessing over our leaders, that they may be pushed to do the right thing, not selfishly, but for the greater good of the people in our nation and around the world. I ask these things, Father, humbly, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. We'll see you later. Thanks for sticking around.
4 p.m. Eastern time. I'll see you tomorrow.
God gives us more than we can handle because he wants us to be the sustainer in our hope. He crushes us to make us stronger. Love you all. Stacey, you're right. You're all right. He's given me way more than I can handle, for sure. Every day. And yeah. God bless you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.